What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Just going to give you guys a quick update on Decentraland. As you know, yesterday I gave an update talking about how Decentraland had risen about 60% in the day yesterday and went from about $1 all the way up to $1.75. And I was taking profits around $1.75 when we had this kind of pullback. And I was holding most of my position though after $1.75, just seeing what was happening as we had this consolidation. It was holding $1.50, so $1.50 was acting as resistance, and then it started to act as support. So I was selling at $1.75, but then holding my position through $2, and then this morning it ripped all the way to $3.50. So it's up almost 150% from yesterday, and 200%, over 200% on the week. Well, I should say in the last 48 hours. So I was also talking about this a couple of months ago, back in, I think it was June, early June, or even late April, May time. I was talking about it around $1.15 after it had this kind of ramp up to $1.50, $1.70. It came all the way back down to $1.10, and I was buying it around there. And then it went all the way down to 65 cents, and I waited for it to bounce and was buying it around 90 cents. So, those are the areas that I was buying it in, holding it, knowing that it would bounce back at least to this $1.60, $1.70, hoping it would go higher. And obviously, in the last couple days, it's gone all the way to $3.50. So, obviously now it's back down to $3 and $3.13, but this thing has just been going nuts, making parabolic moves in the last 2 days. And the reason is that Facebook has rebranded as Meta, and they have announced a strategic partnership and new initiatives in which they want to sponsor these metaverse tokens. So Facebook rebranding to Meta allows them to kind of create this new virtual reality world in which at least people can interact in the metaverse, which is a term coined in the 1992 novel Snow Crash, and it describes a persistent virtual universe in which users interact with each other as digital avatars. So that's the metaverse. And these shared online spaces can be used for social interactions, games, and even work. So the movie Ready Player One, if you guys remember, kind of shows you the way in which this can be used to interact in a game setting, but it can also be used for different things. So there's been talk that like shopping malls or like stores will be made into virtual reality worlds in which people can shop like you were shopping in real world and in real world stores, but through virtual reality, kind of like the gaming Oculus systems or like PlayStation Connect or whatever, allows you to then have a real world experience, but from the comfort of your own home. And this is kind of the idea of Facebook rebranding to Meta allows for people to kind of interact through this virtual reality world and interact with real people and actually have like real marketplaces, like Facebook Marketplace allows for interactions in the with real world people, but through a virtual setting. And this same thing will happen with things like clothing, avatars, virtual reality kind of avatars and clothing and different song, music, whatever you want to sell or can buy in real life. Think of that just interacting in a virtual world, right? So this is something that people want. This is something that is going to be the wave of the future, and it's something that Facebook is now kind of taking the charge, taking the lead in this new virtual reality world they're trying to pioneer. And this talks about how, these NFTs can now be used and purchased and kind of shown off in these new virtual reality worlds. And Decentraland is one of these virtual reality worlds. It's a platform for these virtual reality worlds to exist. And as this Facebook tweet says here, in September they put about $50 million into the metaverse related initiatives and partnerships. So that's exactly what Decentraland is, right? It is a metaverse related initiative. So the idea that Facebook is now putting all of this money into the metaverse and they are rebranding as Meta just gives you guys an idea of why this coin is surging and why there's so much upside or idea that this could be kind of the wave of the future, right? This could be, this new virtual reality world could be very, very lucrative, and it could also be something that people really want, right? And that could really kind of help businesses and kind of gaming and all of these different things, and even Facebook, right? Like social media, right? Just allowing for better interaction and a better experience overall through these. So going back to Decentraland, obviously I said it hit 350 and it's come back down to $3 now, consolidating in this $3 area. So we can have probably a bounce here from $3. We will see this thing bounce back probably towards 350, but if it can't hold $3, we might see it come all the way back down to $1.50, and that's because that's where the last big area of consolidation was before it was able to break. So that resistance area of $1.50 and anything below $2 will probably see this thing come back down to, if it can't hold this $3 level. So we'll see what it does over the next few days, but I was taking profits over $3, and I'll probably watch to see what happens and hopefully hold for a move back towards or 350, and if it can break 350 we might go to $4 or $5, because this catalyst it's a pretty big catalyst, not necessarily for Decentraland, but for this kind of metaverse related initiative that Decentraland is working towards. So it might not necessarily be something that sustains this move in Decentraland, so we want to be aware of that, but we also want to be aware that this kind of catalyst can prove to be very, very beneficial to some of these tokens, and some of these prices may just be temporary and it could fall all the way back down, like I said, to $1.50 and kind of these more reasonable levels, or this thing could go all the way to $4, $5, $6. And you know, obviously in the past 2 days going up to, nobody could seen that it would go up 200%. So I'm not going to say it's not going to go to $6 in the next month, but I'm also not going to say that it might go back down to $1.50, because that's where I see this thing going, right? It's very volatile, which means there's a lot of movement, a lot of chance for opportunity, but there's also a lot of risk, especially at these levels. So just be aware of that. If you are going to trade or look to get into it, just be aware that, you know, it needs to hold $3, $2.95 to really be strong and to look, you know, to look like it's not going to reverse and just go all the way back down to $2. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, let me know if you guys are holding this and if you guys made any profits in the last few days. And yeah, get back to me and I'll get back at you guys with a video soon. All right, thanks. Have a good day.